Okay, you got about 15 minutes here till the market closes. I'm looking at the wave count on the 5-minute British pound, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna just do my Elliott wave analysis. This would be 0 up here, and this is the 1, and then this is the 2, and I'm expecting 3 to come down and end up like here, and then that's either the correction to this, and then it's going to keep going up, or it's going to be 4, and then it's going to be, maybe 5 down into here or something, So, looks like that. And then it's got to stabilize in here and blah, 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 and go through its pivots. So that's my Elliott wave analysis on the 5-minute. And on the 15, it's like the end of 5. And here it's going to be the end of 5. So I sold up into this thing. And there was a great entry here on the 1 hour. This triangle that happened right at the 50-yard line. A real key price from back here. And of course, right now I think we're up in the 3-year prices from 2008. If you turn the candles on, you just nick the price from April. You can't see April's close is way down here on these turnarounds on the weekly. So looks like a nice sell up here. So, and of course there's the monthly, and here's just total zoom out. Take a look where you fall in the big picture. So yeah, major resistance up in here, I would say. It's on the monthly swing low. Turn the weekly on. So top right here, that same price. So I guess it's a big pivot there. Can't see it scrunched in there, but I can barely see it. But that's a big deal, that price. And then, but yeah, this zigzag here broke out of that range. I guess that'd be like a pennant or something, or flag, Look at this beautiful top. But yeah, it's definitely nice sell. I always wonder at this time of day who's trading this thing. Like, I mean, it's so ridiculous. Look at this thing behaving on this 1-minute chart. There was a big hullabaloo here on the 1-minute chart earlier. Now it looks like it's going to go up for a last gasp, and hopefully gaps down on Sunday night. Going to go for a retest of the tippy top here, maybe. But boy, the spread gets frisky at this time of day. So as this broker closes out with 2.5 pips right now on the spread here. But yeah, it's just wacky how this thing hugs the I put 25 pip handles in this thing to get a picture of how it weaves its way through all this price. And the turnaround here at the 50 is just amazing. And then there's an amazing top bottom here. Get to this spot. Look at this thing just crushed down through that 50 support. But this top bottom here is just amazing. And then there's a baby one right here. Just pretty subtle one here, but yeah, I think so the strategy, if you turn the candles on this, would have been to on this triangle, if you didn't buy this this top bottom here, you would have got filled if you had your order sitting, at the top of the wicks. But if you had your order sitting there, you wouldn't have got filled. But you could always trade it. You could have a limit, or you could buy on the clock. So every hour you would check the market, and you probably could have bought this one, and then 2 hours later you could have bought this one. They were like the lowest. That came back to the big round number, and then this is the 25. Once it went through the 25 gate, pulled back, you had another chance to get aboard the train here, and you just wouldn't have got filled had you placed it right on close, and you probably had to just, of course, then you still had a chance to get in here because you had this triangle forming here. So the order scenario would have looked something like this, where if you just traded mechanically, just as a mechanical standpoint, and didn't consider anything other than kind of non-directional trading, if it goes up, it goes up, goes down, it goes down. And every hour you could place an order. So imagine it would look something like this, where you just start placing a buy stop here, and a buy stop here, and a buy stop here. And this is like a turtle trading thing, buy stop, buy stop. Every hour you place a buy stop, and you're just, by default, you're long. So every hour you're getting picked up on all these tickets, and then you have your, of course, you got your trailing protection, right? And you actually don't get stopped out if you run it super tight. You don't get stopped out till here, and you're actually long right into that. And then you've got your buy stop stacking up here. You get filled on your first doji or spinning top here. Now you put an order in here. You trail it, and presupposing you can handle just making 25 pips. Then you reach the 50 handle, you dump, or you have an exit there. So you only look to make 25 pips. Now you could trade 1Ks and make $2.50, or you could make 10Ks and make 25 bucks, or you could trade a standard lot and make 250 bucks on each one of these things. But it's still a lot to manage. But hey, you know what? If you had a trailing stop script running, you could drop every hour, and it's going to just, bracket it. So you could still be doing your analysis like this with, where you think it's going to dreamland. Of course, this, when it explodes out of that, wow, that's, you're cashed out of that one. But you have a top bottom forming here. So you could have bought this pullback here and really done pretty well still, even though you could have this get in here, and then you're buying on limits, plus you're buying here, and you don't actually have to buy at the market unless you consider buying on the clock. Now, when this thing makes a doji, all these dojis here would have been buys at the market, and you would have to have a 25 pip stop on all these buys. So you're buy. You got a 25 pip master stop back here. You're loading the wagon. You're like, yikes, man. You got this triangle forming here. You could still have a defense, like a passive default entry of buy stop stacking up on all these wicks. You can have a limit order on the previous top getting in at that doji. And pretty much your whole world's living on this, coming into this news or whatever the hell's going on there, right? Then kablamo, and it's going into a 3-year high. So that's crazy. That's a nutty situation. And then the rest of the day you're up 100. What is this? 100 pips out of the half. And this is the big round. And this is the big round. So I'm selling here, looking to come back to at least here, at least 25 pips. So even if you were selling into this on every blast up, say you were selling the high at the, in other words, imagine you had the worst technical analysis skills on the planet. So if you just manage the money, in other words, these are all 50s here. So on a 50 pip situation, as it breaks out of this, bam, you made 25 pips. Your limit orders that you had sitting back here are getting filled on the retag. But it's a tactical situation. You know this line exists at that big number, and then you know that you can, if you turn the candles off and you can see the structure the true structure of the market, you can see that this pivot here, this bottom became a top, and then it failed and broke out, so that's a big deal. Then you have this top. This is the internal top that created the next bottom. So you want to draw a line there, and this would be where you place your orders. At this internal top that became a bottom. And that's on the 1 hour. You can turn on the candle, see if you would have got filled. You definitely would have got filled on this baby bone. Look how it spiked back into that window. And that was probably some news thing. But these are the sleeper cell kind of trades there. And but if you have like a little bit of everything, so you're trading in the market on the clock, I'd say, you look at the market going, wow, we're at that thing, it's that time of day, so this would qualify. These two are damn close to the 50 or the round, and then these 25 ones, that qualifies as a pullback into that. So if you're just looking at it raw like this, no candles, and you get this double top become a double bottom there, big key. And with the candles off, you would draw a different looking triangle than you would with the candles on, because you're not going to get that that kind of dimension to it. It's going to look a lot wider and more. There's going to be a lot of dojis setting up, and just a lot of kind of distorted view of the actual rhythm of the market, which I think it only lives on this line chart. There's a just a real precise kind of it's just real obvious. There isn't all the dojis are going to be all stacking up in here and giving you all sorts of, depending on what your technical analysis software is gleaming from it. It's going to give you a bunch of bizarre things, but this just becomes like the big deal price. And then, of course, the 25 pips you would probably take off the table just to manage the risk of maybe it's going to slam back and blow through this thing, and you're going to break even or just get clobbered. So, but British pound all day there, right? Of course, trees don't grow in the sky, so I'm a seller all the way up into the close, and then if it gap opens up to the upside, I'd be selling for the big crush back retrace here. And it looks like we got about just a couple minutes left here. So hopefully I can get my wave analysis on the 5-minute play out here. We got so this broker's going to leave me with a pretty brutal spread. I got just 3 minutes left there. So it's a real crazy concept of just repeatedly buying. Let's go to 1 hour. Just looking at the clock, and then you have the triangle that on the line chart here. It looks really, it's all dojied out on the candle. So this whole drama here, and of course the triangle looks different if you draw it on the wicks here, and then come. You got the basically that's the. You could say, well, it broke out, it failed that trend line. It didn't really matter because you had a triangle here. That was a symmetrical triangle going up, and then if you turn off the candle wicks, and then you can see that the triangle is smaller in there, and it's getting volatility's decaying, getting very zigzaggy. And so how does it resolve? It kicks back into this before it leaves the station. It comes back and hits this dead on, this price, this guy right up here. It's just pretty much dead on that top to the bottom. And then you turn the candles, see how we were definitely going to get filled on that strategy, and then you'd have your stops, your buy stop stacking up along this for the volatility breakout. And even if you only made this 50 pips out of the gate and walked away, you made 50 pips and you risked about 25. So that was a great one. Of course, if you let it go, you rode it all the way up into here. So let me go to 5 minutes. This broker's just going to see six pips on the close here. So total brutality going into the close there. But what are you going to do? You know, I mean, nobody's holding the other side of the rope taut, so spread just goes nuts. But yeah, that's the pound. Pound's out of control. You know, pound needs to take a break.